In a bustling city where racial tensions intertwine with the realities of daily life, the streets vibrate with ordinary chaos. Impatient horns, loud conversations, street vendors calling out to passers-by, flashing neon lights reflecting the diversity of cultures crowded into the same setting. Modern buildings stand alongside older buildings, silent witnesses to past and present struggles. The air is full of promises for some, but latent injustices for others. Among this crowd in perpetual movement, Aisha Diallo, 25 years old, moves forward at a rapid pace. Her appearance is that of a woman who knows her worth, straight, with a determined look. She's just come out of a job interview at one of the city's biggest companies, a glass and steel building where people talk about innovation and diversity, but where the faces of senior executives remain strangely homogeneous. Her perfectly fitted beige suit hugs her slender figure, and her brown leather bag is clutched to her, not out of fear, but out of habit of vigilance. Under the late afternoon sun, her ebony complexion shines, contrasting with the grey hustle and bustle of the city. She smiles, carried by the hope of a positive answer. She mentally reviews her answers to the questions asked, her well-constructed arguments, her diplomas obtained with sacrifices. It's her moment, she feels it. But as she prepares to cross a large avenue, the shrill sound of sudden braking startles her. A police car, unmarked but identifiable by its blue flashing lights, suddenly stops a few meters from her. Two agents come out with a haste that does not bode well. "Hey you! Do you have your papers?" One of them says sharply, his voice cutting through the ambient hubbub. Aisha freezes. Her fingers instinctively tighten on the strap of her bag. Around her, passers-by slow down, some out of curiosity, others out of fear of being involved. The familiar indifference of a society that has learned to look away. The officer who arrested her is called Lefebvre, a white man in his 40s, his face weathered by years of unjustified anger. His uniform is impeccably tailored, but his gaze betrays deep-rooted contempt. Lefebvre is known in certain neighborhoods for his random checks which always target the same profiles. Aisha, despite the rapid beating of her heart, remains calm. She knows that fear is a weakness that some people exploit.
"Why are you controlling me?"
she asks in a calm voice. Lefebvre narrows his eyes, surprised by his confidence. He approaches, his heavy footsteps echoing on the hot asphalt. "We ask the questions, not you," he growls, reaching for his bag, as if he was going to rip it off. Aisha takes a step back, her reflexes guided by a mixture of caution and dignity. "I have my papers, but I would like to know the reason for this check," she insists. This response is a slap in the face for Lefebvre, who is not used to being challenged, much less in public. He clenches his jaw, the veins in his neck straining with the pressure of his own frustration. "You're suspicious, and you don't have to discuss," he growls, brutally grabbing Aisha's arm. The pain is immediate, an electric shock along his shoulder. She tenses up, her breath catches for a moment.
"Let me go,"
she protests, her voice vibrating with suppressed anger. "Oh yeah.
"Do you want to play the rebel?"
Without warning, Lefebvre raises his hand and hits her violently in the face.
"The blow is brutal. The dull sound of palm against skin echoing in the warm afternoon air."
Aisha staggers from the impact, her bag almost slips off her shoulder, and she falls to her knees on the rough sidewalk. The world seems to stop for a moment. A heavy silence falls, broken only by Aisha's shortness of breath and the buzzing of cell phones that are sneakily drawn out. Some passers-by start filming. But Aisha is not one of those who stays on the ground. His pain is real, his cheek burns, but his dignity is intact. Slowly, she stands up, leaning on her knees, then standing facing Lefebvre. His eyes, black and deep, reflect a fire that violence cannot extinguish. "You have just committed a serious mistake," she declares in a loud voice, defying the complicit silence of passers-by and the arrogance of her attacker. Lefebvre chuckles, trying to mask the uncertainty that is settling within him. "And what are you going to do?" He spits, still believing he has power. What he doesn't know is that Aisha is not just an intimidated passerby. She is the daughter of Maimouna Diallo, a renowned civil rights lawyer. Since her childhood, Aisha has learned to defend herself, to understand her rights, to know that her voice counts, even when people want to silence her. With a precise gesture, she takes her phone out of her bag and begins filming, her hand firm despite the tremor of pain. You have just attacked a citizen without cause. Your badge number is 4521. I will file a complaint immediately. Lefebvre tries to snatch the phone, but Aisha steps back. Around them, voices are raised. Hey, officer.
We saw it all. Shouts a witness.
Eyes turn.
The circle of spectators widens.
Trapped, Lefebvre feels panic rising, although he tries to hide it behind a facade of authority. Is this a threat? He spits, his gaze injected with anger. No, it's the truth, Aisha replies with frozen calm. You will be held accountable. The tension is at its peak. Someone in the crowd calls the media. Others continue to film. 10 minutes later, sirens sound in the distance. Other police officers arrive on the scene, their looks oscillating between curiosity and unease. Among them, the Captain Moreau, an officer known for his professionalism, steps forward. He quickly assesses the scene, Aisha standing, proud despite the pain, witnesses still filming, and Lefebvre, visibly destabilized.
Miss, are you okay?
Moreau asks, his voice more calm. Aisha turns her head towards him, her face marked by violence, but her eyes shining with determination. I was attacked by this agent for no reason. I want to file a complaint immediately. The captain glances at the phones aimed at them. He understands that the situation cannot be hushed up. He sees in Lefebvre's eyes the panic of a man who knows that his impunity is coming to an end. Agent Lefebvre, follow me, he orders in a firm tone. Lefebvre turned pale. He tries to protest.
Captain, it's not what you think. I believe what I see, agent. Move forward.
The silence that follows is deafening. But for Aisha, it is the start of a new battle. A battle she is ready to fight. Within hours, the video went viral. Social networks are on fire. Justice for Aisha becomes a trending hashtag. Journalists flock to the police station.
Mai Mouna Diallo, Aisha's mother, enters the scene.
At a press conference, she declared, "What happened to my daughter is a reflection of a larger problem. Too many police officers abuse their power with impunity. But this time, justice will be done." Under popular and media pressure, Lefebvre was suspended. He is summoned to court for police violence. A few weeks later, the courtroom is packed. Cameras wait outside. Journalists broadcast live continuously. Inside, the tension is palpable. Aisha, seated alongside her mother and her lawyer, embodies dignity itself. Despite the marks of aggression still visible, his posture is straight, his gaze determined. Lefebvre is unrecognizable. Without his uniform, he is just an ordinary nervous man, overwhelmed by the weight of evidence. Videos of the attack are played in court. We clearly see the violence of his gesture, the contempt in his attitude. The testimonies of passers-by, demonstrators, and civil rights experts are overwhelming.
The crucial moment comes. Aisha's testimony.
When she gets up, a solemn silence settles. His voice, clear and assured, resonates in the room. I grew up believing in justice. But today, I know that justice must be demanded and defended. It's not just for me that I'm here. It is for all those who suffered this violence in silence, for those who did not have the chance to be filmed, for those whose voices were stifled. We are not exceptions. We are the standard you refuse to see. His words upset the audience. Some discreetly wipe away tears. Even the judge seems moved. After several hours of deliberations, the verdict falls. Lefebvre is found guilty. He received a prison sentence and a permanent ban from working in the police force. The room explodes in applause. Cries of relief and victory erupt.
Aisha's affair goes beyond the simple legal framework.
She becomes a symbol. His face appears on activist posters, murals, and international press articles. Invited to conferences, universities, television debates, she uses her voice to denounce not only her aggression, but an entire system of structural injustices. She founded an association to help victims of police violence, offering legal, psychological, and media support to those, like her, who have been broken by abuse of power. One evening, months after the trial, Aisha walks down the same street where it all began. The city lights shine differently now. She thinks back to that day, to the pain, to the fear, but above all to the strength she discovered within herself. Suddenly, a woman approaches timidly. She seems to hesitate, then murmurs with emotion, "Thank you for what you have done. You don't know me, but thanks to you, I had the courage to file a complaint against the injustice I suffered. You have given hope to so many people." Aisha smiles, her eyes shining with a soft but indomitable light. "This is only the beginning," she replies. And she keeps walking, carrying within her the certainty that every step counts, that every voice has the power to break the silence.